thank you, Mr. Catering Arteta. And that's what he did yesterday. He became a caterer. And he come on the telly yesterday. I was intrigued to what he was going to say. And he turned around and said, there was 2 big mistakes today. Well, let me tell you, Mikel, there was 3. Your team selection was the biggest mistake of all. You catering for I don't know why you done it, but listen, another thing that really annoys me is a lot of fans, every time I see a fan sometimes, do you know what they ask me? Like, the question is, like, if we don't win a trophy, he's got to go, Lee, hasn't he? He's got to go. And I argue the case. Yesterday, he gave every single fan that thinks that the ammo for that. And I look at them now, and fans, we've lost 1 game, boys, and fans online and everything can't wait to mention about how poor a manager he is and we ain't going to get us over the line. And I'm sitting there yesterday after that decision yesterday to cater Marino into that side. I'm tending to agree with them, and it winds me up. It winds me up that I'm thinking that, because I'm thinking to myself, are you ruthless enough? I've seen you ruthless enough. I've seen you ruthless on decisions, but when it mattered, when you should have been ruthless for the 3 points, you catered. You went down the road, which you should never have gone down. Playing midfield, you've got a player like a kid that can play that role. And you put in a midfield player you've never seen do it, and the performance up to the sending half was as bad as, or maybe even worse than it was at Fulham last season. And it does worry me now if he is going to be, listen, we can't go overboard. It's 1 game, and that's what I'm going to try and do. But when you hear people constantly saying, if you don't win nothing, this is why. This is that game yesterday is why those fans say it. And it really frustrates me, but I haven't got no comeback on it, boys. I haven't. I'm so annoyed with him yesterday. How do you justify putting him in there? I've heard Robbie turn around and go, because he's played there for Spain. I don't give a monkeys if he's played for Spain there. It's what he does for Arsenal, and he hasn't done it. But I'll tell you that now, Trossard has, and I'll tell you something else more importantly, so has Wanyeri. So the option was there to do it. He chose not to do it. That's on him, not on the squad. I agree with what James is saying. What he said yesterday was, I don't trust a 17-year-old kid. I don't trust Trossard, or I don't trust somebody to come in on the wide left. So I'll go in there with a player that's never played there before. And I'll tell you this now, as Jordan turns around and says, we never looked like Parsons, because we didn't have we didn't have the link play between when we broke the lines for someone to get on the ball on the half turn and playing passes to our wide players, because we haven't got no one good enough to do it. And that is down to the manager. He had the options to do it and he didn't do it. And the reason he didn't do it is because he didn't trust the squad, Turkish. And at long last, you're right. You are right, because he yesterday proved to me that the squad is not strong enough. He made that decision yesterday. If he makes that decision and Wanyeri comes in there and we don't play well, I ain't gonna slaughter Arteta. I'll say he's done the right thing.